Joining us on the line, actor and comedian Bill Burr. Bill, it's great to have you back on the show, but it's also great to be talking NFL Week 1. How excited are you that football's back?
I was just telling you guys, I was so excited. I thought it was today because I got to do a podcast with somebody. I'm like, why did he reschedule for 5:00? You know, comes West Coast time. And my buddy had to talk me down like, dude, it's tomorrow. I can't wait. I'm so psyched that the NFL's playing some college football too. SEC.
Yeah, SEC.
Red State, they ain't wearing no masks. We're going to go out there without face masks on this year. I love it.
Leather helmets. They don't give a shit. No, That's funny how the college conferences just broke down on party lines. Like, hey, if you have a red state governor, you're definitely playing college football. Yeah. Blue state. Oh, you can't even mention the word football.
Yeah. Joe Bartnick from the Puck Off podcast was the one who turned me on to that whole idea. I was like, oh my God, he's right.
Yeah, Joe's great, hilarious comic, great NHL podcast. Well, of course, the Patriots, the big story, obviously. Oh. Tom Brady out, Cam Newton in. Now, for me, right now, I'm seeing the chatter. It's a love fest right now. Cam Newton, oh my God, I love the organization. Bill Belichick hyping up a player in the media. I never thought I'd see that. The fans seem to be buying in, but I don't know, man. How long do you think the leash is for Cam Newton? I can just imagine a 3 interception game. He comes out to the press conference wearing one of those hats and a scarf, and just the city turns on him. How long do you think the honeymoon lasts?
Listen, the problem out here is nobody can see this thing clearly because they've hated the Patriots for so long. And they've done everything saying, oh, they took the moisture out of our Sharpies in our locker room. That's why we lost by 35. People hate us so much, and they so want us to have a losing season that rather than getting into how much fun, if you're truly a football fan, this is going to be to see Tom and Bill Belichick separated, and then to see what Belichick does with Cam Newton. And, you know, our receiving core is, you know, I don't know where that's at. We lost 5 guys on defense. There's a lot of stuff going on where I'm anticipating we start slow. And everybody in the sports talk media was like, should they have given Tom the money? And I think Tampa Bay starts slow. I think there's so many new moving parts. People have to get familiar. I think you're going to see a lot of Tom and Cam Newton doing this stuff, being like, I thought you were going to the inside, you broke outside. And I bet early on that they're going to be saying stuff like, was this a bad move for both people? They're going to be doing all of that.
They should never have broken up. They were perfect for each other.
That's what's going to happen. I think this is just, you know, a comedian here.
Well,
I played organized football class preseason in 3rd grade. My dad saw CTE coming. He pulled me out of it.
He was ahead of the curve there with the CTE.
Of course, you're knocking your brains out there, Bill.
Well, that is that Seinfeld bit where he said, you know, he's breaking down football, and it's like, instead of avoiding the head cracking activities, we just developed a helmet so that we could still do the head cracking activities.
Yes, exactly. So I would say that what I feel like this, I think they're both going to start off. I'm not saying they're going to lose, but I just think it's going to be clunky. You're going to try to get on the same page, and the disease of the internet and 24-hour sports news network to keep the plate spinning. Negative has more inertia. It's easier to keep it going than if you go like, well, you know, just give them a couple of weeks. I'm looking forward to all of it. And one of my favorite seasons, real quickly, of watching Bill Belichick coach was when Tom Brady unfortunately got hurt, and you got to see Matt Castle come in, and you watched him design an offense around a guy's skill set, which is like, I mean, there's coaches, as great as they are, they do what they do. And if they plug you in and you can't do what they do, then you're out. Belichick can like adapt. So I think in the long run, it's going to be a great thing. I mean, Cam Newton's an unbelievable player. And I also like that we're going to see who is right.
Yes.
Was Cam Newton difficult, or is the Panthers maybe not the greatest organization? And I'm leaning towards, I don't want to trash the Panthers, but I just feel like, you know, there's a lot of, I mean, we got Cam. If you got to lose Tom Brady to get Cam Newton, that's not the best way
and you know it worked out well for the Patriots because it pissed everyone off. I mean, Cam Newton, pennies on the dollar. And I think we already kind of know there were some issues with the Carolina franchise before that. So Yeah, no, obviously Bill Belichick does not praise players. And that's the thing that you notice. He's praising Cam Newton's work ethic. So I think there's going to be
so excited. He finally has a mobile quarterback. He went from Drew Bledsoe to Tom Brady. I mean, they're
two statues.
They're about as slow as I am, but I think it's exciting to see Tom in Tampa, where I heard they have a decent offensive line, great offensive weapons and everything, but going up against the Saints, I mean, that's their division, I feel like. And you got Drew Brees and like, I just really feel this week, Tampa Bay going up against the Saints. The Saints is a solidified unit where I feel like Tampa, like the Patriots, is gonna gel as the season goes. So I think there's going to be a lot of overreactions one way or the other.
Yeah.
Like, is it going to be Cam and Tom in the Super Bowl, or it's going to be like, this was a big mistake for both people?
Well, and the Patriots, they've normally treated September in the past years as the preseason. Yeah. And then especially with no preseason, them starting slow is not out of the realm of possibility. And to specifically get to that game, opening day, week 1, they're at home against the Dolphins, who always kind of give them trouble. The Dolphins coming into town.
They always split against us. Yeah. And you would have thought that we'd get them. But the thing is they used to kick our ass all the time because they went from Bob Greasy to Dan Marino. So that was like almost a 30-year beatdown between the two of them. And then we started, splitting with Bledsoe, and then we won a lot with Brady. But even with Brady and some of our best teams, there's just something about your division rivals. They know you. They're not afraid of you. It's just it's also the greatest thing that the NFL has is parity, so that every game counts. That's why I fell out of love with the NBA. I just can't get into the pile-on teams. I can't do it.
82 games and then just stars becoming friends and like forming these super groups. It's just great to have.
What if we all get on a yacht and just decide where we're all going to play next year? It's just, what if we all just got on the same boat?
It's The Bachelor. It's turned into The Bachelor.
They really aren't that far from it with the bubble. I mean, the bubble could have been out on a giant yacht or like an aircraft carrier, and it's just a bunch of guys hanging out, having a great life, which is fun, and God bless them. But it's not. You're missing the intensity that you get with the NFL.
If you stop the description before you explain that there's basketball going on in the bubble, it's the Bachelor. So it's a new world.
Now, although there's a lot of good stuff, I like what Milwaukee was doing, and I think Jerry Ferrara called the Heat before the playoffs, so he's looking like it's looking pretty good.
Well, and Jimmy Butler is one of those old school guys who just doesn't give a shit and seems like he actually hates guys out there. And I'm so pissed the Sixers let him go. Like, we need an intense guy like that on our team. All right, back to the Dolphins, Patriots.
Okay, sorry.
No. This is, how
dare you interrupt football talk with basketball talk?
The Dolphins are getting 6.5 in New England. To me, that line feels way too high, especially, the last game the Dolphins played, they went in and knocked the Patriots out of not out of the playoffs, but out of having to bye for the playoffs. I don't think they're scared to go in there and compete. And again, to your point, I think Cam is going to have just struggle with the flow, with the continuity, and Miami's coming in. I think Brian Flores is a great coach. I'm on the Dolphins catching 6.5. Bill, it sounds like you think it'll probably end up being a close game. Where are you at with that one?
Yeah, I don't think you can really compare. Last year, we have a completely different team, but the Dolphins, I think, but they picked up some guys. They got that kid from Buffalo, and I heard they got a decent running game. I like the Dolphins in the points. Ooh. I hate to. Obviously, I think the Patriots are going to win. I'm rooting for my team, but I got 2 kids, so if I'm trying to make some money here, I like Ryan Fitzpatrick's. They're just solid. I don't know what the Patriots have. Last year, our biggest problem at wide receiver was Edelman. Was the Edelman show, so they would just double him, and we just lost too many. Nobody else was a problem, so they could kind of shut him down. The only way to shut down Edelman is to double the guy, and that's what they did. So that became a problem. So I know running game's all right, but I just think it's going to be a close game. However, the mobility of Cam Newton to pick up those first downs when people are covered might cause them to cheat in. They say, this is why gambling's. They always pick the perfect number, but
no, it's right there where
great number. But I would take Dolphins and I would take the points.
Kramer, you're also team Dolphins.
I mean, what are they doing when they're laying 6.5? They're begging you to take the Patriots. They're saying, "Hey, look, it's not 7." And while I think Cam, I do think Cam could be successful because he has athleticism. Because I'm sure that they've designed a offense that will work from the get go. Probably a lot of designed runs, a lot of read option. But yeah, I'm taking the points because I have no clue. I mean, Cam Newton hasn't looked good in a long time.
I love that. That's why we got him for nothing, dude. Let me tell you something. If somebody's open,
buy low, sell high.
Somebody's open. That guy can stand in the pocket too. I'm already defending him. I'm on board.
Yeah, no, let's go.
Drinking the Cam Kool-Aid.
As you take the dog with the points, as will I, Sean. Is it a trifecta?
Yeah.
No. I was just saying. I don't look at Cam like he's an athletic.
No, you're right.
He can play the position. And he can run like a wide receiver.
Well, and going to the other game where Brady's making his debut in a Bucs jersey in New Orleans, and again they kind of have the perfect line here where you could make a case for both sides. The Bucs are getting 3.5 points in New Orleans. I'm going to take the Bucs here. I have a lot of questions of them for the entire season. I do think they end up winning the NFC South. And if you look at it, New Orleans has had a history, also kind of like the Patriots, great team. Win a ton of regular season games, but they start slow. Like if you look at the last 6 years, in the first 2 games, they're combined 2-10 with the 2-point win against the Texans, a 3-point win.
How many players are gone from them? I love when they go over the last 30 years when it's outside and they're raining. Half the guys in the stat are like dead. Like, what does that mean? I don't even know what that means.
This is my favorite tradition of every year.
Well,
Bill shits on Sean's trends from 3 years ago. It's great.
I just don't understand. I don't get it.
I dust off the trends. I throw them out there. I'm being a great point guard, setting up Bill for the
2006 when they played on this surface against a team named after a bird. It's just like I don't even know what that is.
I will say, who's going to be checking the Saints to keep that decibel level to 70?
Yeah, because it's no fans and they have a history of rigging crowd noise.
But I mean, that's a tough spot. I hear you, Sean, but a tough spot to go in New Orleans, no matter fans or not.
Who has a history of that? The Indianapolis Colts?
The Colts probably a little bit.
Yeah, let's throw some crap their way. Those pieces. of shit.
Never trust a team that plays in a dome. Never trust a team that plays in a dome.
Yeah,
they got caught too.
Yeah, they all get caught.
What about Seattle? Seattle's stadium sounds like a dome. I went to a game there. Talking as loud as there. Like the way they designed that thing, man. Good on them. They got away with it.
Yeah, no, you feel like you're in like an echo chamber, literally, and anything you say. Yeah,
no,
Seattle.
Totally I mean, Seattle is like the Formula One teams, just trying to find loopholes in the rules. They found a way to make that stadium loud without a roof. So
Bill, what are you doing in this game? Tampa Bay getting 3.5 points in New Orleans. Feels like it should be a close game.
This is crazy. This is crazy game because my gut is just telling me Drew Brees, the Saints at home, but it's Tom Brady.
You can't quit him.
Listen, Tom Brady. I'm telling you right now, he's doing what Joe Montana did. Late in his career, he goes to a new team. Joe Montana made Kansas City a playoff team, did not win a ring. If you think that's not motivating this guy, if you think he's not going to come out there button heads going, let's go, let's fucking go. I gotta go with Tom Brady.
And he's got his buddy Gronk there.
Yeah.
I think, and Bruce Arians, he's just been sitting there the entire offseason just salivating at this game. It means this game opening night means way more, I think, to the Bucs than to the Saints, just because it's not a must win for the Saints, but in a weird way, I do feel like it's a must win almost for Tom Brady. At least he's going to be feeling that pressure. Yeah. And he's certainly a guy who's stepped up to the plate.
Feel pressure.
No, he doesn't. Unless it's coming from his backside and then he slides, gets the ball downfield. Well, Bill, you mentioned
oh Jesus! Was you just giving him shit? He's got 6 rings.
No. I was saying he feels pressure, meaning he has great pocket awareness. It was a compliment. I wasn't. If I was gonna bust his chops, I'd start talking about Super Bowl 52. But I don't need to go there.
Wait, dude, you know what I love about you Eagle fans? You went 1-1, and you're acting like you were undefeated. Hey, I just want to applaud your quarterback for not puking in the huddle.
Hey, McNabb, he had a little stomach virus
how'd
there.
Your Flyers do?
Oh God, that game
Didn't the
7.
Celtics play the Sixers this year? Who cares?
Of all those, the Celtics sweeping the Sixers.
1960 Philadelphia Eagles, and let's not forget the 48 and 49. They both won an NFL title too.
Yes, exactly. And Chuck Bednarik, who his jersey is framed, hanging in my living room.
I can't find the clip, but one of my favorite NFL film clips ever is I say his name, Bednarik.
Bednarik, yeah, he's from my hometown.
Right? They asked him, "What do you think about today's game?" And he just goes, "I wouldn't watch today's football game, and you paid me." He got all like his neck. He made Dick Butkus and like Mike Ditka look chill.
He was
that guy with his fingers like this.
Yes, he was. He's from my hometown, Bethlehem, Pennsylvania, and we had a football awards banquet, and he came there. That was like the big thing. Chuck Bednarik's going to give you the trophy, and he hands it. And you're right, like he had that mangled hand where his like finger is like 90 degrees the other way. And
yeah, his pinky was literally like 90 degrees. Here's the thing about Philly is I love all your teams. It's your fans that make me root against them. I was happy for you guys. I would have liked if the Patriots won, but I was happy that you guys won it. But then you guys, I don't know, you know what you guys are like, Philly fans? You like a comic that's just dirty for dirty's sake.
Shock
like at this
value.
point, They rubbed your balls all these years. He threw batteries at Santa Claus, which is really just a misdirection because they're stabbing people to death out on the West Coast. Yeah. Ooh, did you throw snowballs at somebody? Now you guys got to top each other. So you got to like puke on a little girl. I just feel like at this point, it's just like, it's like Fast and the Furious Part 7. I mean, it's run its course.
Well, I was against puking on the little girl. I was, as an Eagles fan, I'm against that. But you're right. It is funny how Eagles and like Patriots fans, I'll lump you guys in there, get a ton of crap. But then Dodgers fans are putting guys in comas and like crazy things go out in the West Coast. But they always come
shot during a preseason 49ers Eagles game. I mean, a Raiders game.
Yeah, who cares that much about preseason?
I mean, Sean, we almost watched someone get stabbed at a 49ers football game with a beer bottle
at Candlestick Park, and the guy goes, "You want to talk about the Ravens?" Breaks it, and then it's just like going around the parking lot.
I mean, at least it's not a joke out here. Like
it's not. The East Coast is with fists only. You know, it's like it's like
the producers, behind home plate. Those guys aren't intense fans, but don't kid yourself. There are intense, crazy fans roaming the lots and getting into it. Bill, appreciate you calling in. Before we let you go,
said that the '83 Sixers are my favorite team of all time, and I would put them up against the '96 Bulls. Moses Malone against Luke Longley. I'll take that all day.
Yeah, I mean, it was so fun watching that Jordan doc and getting to relive some of those Bulls teams. But yeah, I mean, there were plenty of good teams in the '80s, especially that could probably hang with those mid-era Bulls.
Dr. J, I think, is going to do enough to help out. Moses is going to dominate Luke Longley. You got the Boston Strangler, Andrew Toney, Mo Cheeks. Come on.
Yeah, they could never use a nickname like that now. Boston Strangler. No. Oh, that's too problematic. We're not going to use that.
No, you could not. That's one of the greatest names ever. That guy was unconscious when he went into the Boston Garden.
It's a different sport back then.
What's his face? To this day, I heard Danny Ainge still tells horror stories about him, trying to guard him. They're like, what was it like playing Jordan? He goes, fuck Jordan. Andrew Toney.
Yeah.
That guy was like hitting him from like the hot dog stand.
Well, those are the guys you got to worry about. The guys with nothing to lose. The guys that are out there just to make a name for themselves. And
he was a player, dude. That guy was a player. What happened to him was he had foot problems. It cut his career short. But anybody who played with him, there was, when that guy was on, there was nobody like him. I put it to, he wore the low cut Dr. J's. He didn't wear the high tops, but he didn't have ankle problems. I don't know. I don't know shit. Whatever I said, bet against it.
Is that going to be your lock for week 1? Take Bill's picks and go against it.
What I heard was bet against the Patriots, bet on Tom Brady. So there you go.
That's how you heard it. No, I said the Patriots are still going to win. They're not going to cover.
Okay. So you imagine your bet there.
And do you have Tampa Bay covering the 3.5, winning outright? Where are you at with that one?
I had them. Ooh, are they going to kick a field goal to win it in the end and not cover?
Oh no, Tampa's going
to win. I think Tampa's going to come in, win the game outright.
Love it.
And that's probably because I love Tom Brady.
All right, that's your love of Tom Brady talking.
TB12,
Bill,
baby.
Appreciate you calling in the podcast, and yeah, make sure you follow Bill on Twitter. Check out F is for Family and King of Staten Island as well. Thanks, Bill. Appreciate the time, man.
Let's go, Pats. I'll see you.